Okay, in this video, I want to just explain a few things about WordPress plugins and basically go over the process that I follow when I need to update plugins, just so that you get a clearer idea. Plugins can be very useful to your website, but they can also cause a bit of a headache if they don't get kept up to date or if they're not in sync with what you're trying to do on your own website. So anyway, let's have a look. So what I'm going to do first of all is just log straight into WordPress. I have my password for this dummy website saved into Safari so that I can get in easily, because I hate remembering passwords. Okay, so over on the left hand side here in the menu, you'll see that under the plugins item we have this indicator that tells us that 4 of our plugins need to be updated. So if I go into the plugins item, I will get this sort of layout here of all the different plugins that I have installed, and you'll see that there are some sort of yellow areas here. Now these yellow areas are basically telling me that these are the plugins that have updates available. So generally you would be well advised to read what's inside these yellow blocks that appear on the screen. So for instance, now under WooCommerce, you'll see that it says there is a new version of WooCommerce available, version 4.5.2, and you can click on that to get the details of it, or you can just click on the update now. But you also need to pay attention to the heads up warning here. It says that the versions of the following plugins you're running haven't been tested with the latest version of WooCommerce 4.5. And the plugin that they're referring to is this Change Storefront Footer Copyright Test. So we don't know which version that particular plugin will be safe with on WordPress. So if we were to look at that plugin, there are no updates for that specific plugin right now. So if you look at the details of it, let's just take a quick look here. What I do is I will see when last the plugin was updated, and it was last updated 3 months ago, and it's only on version 1.01. So it's not a plugin that is receiving a lot of attention from the developer. It's kind of important to what I'm doing with Simple Stores, because it lets you change the copyright text in the footer of the storefront theme. So it's not exactly critical, but it would be advisable to maybe, just do a bit of research before you go and hit the update button. Okay, so the other plugins, the WordPress Affiliate Manager, which is a new plugin that I'm busy testing at the moment, that one also has an update and there's no warning, so it should be safe to update that. The Yoko Payment Gateway has an update available as well. So all you really need to do is just make sure that if you're going to be doing these updates, you do some diligence and just check that certain parts of your updates are not going to break things on your website. So in this case, I would be quite happy to do the WooCommerce update, even though that plugin over there hasn't been updated for a while. So let's try that. All I'm going to do is click on update now. You'll see that it will indicate that it is updating. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. This normally takes a few seconds. And there we go. It has updated, so it looks to be fine. I will go and check that out now just to make sure that the storefront footer text hasn't actually broken. So let's do that quickly. And we can visit the site by opening up a new tab. I just need to reload the page because you'll see that it's showing me a cached page. All right, so let's go down to the bottom of my site, and it looks like the footer is fine. So no alarm bells ringing there. Okay, the other one now is the classic editor. This is the classic editor for WordPress, the one that I prefer using. The Gutenberg editor I find a little bit too strange, so I don't, I'm probably just set in my ways, but I wouldn't use that one. So I'm going to update this classic editor plugin now. basically, as it says here, it just enables the WordPress classic editor and the old style edit post screen. So that one's updated. Now I will update the WordPress affiliate manager just by clicking on the update now link. Again, just a couple of seconds. And that one is done. And the final one is the Yoko payment gateway. And we should be all done in 5, 4, there we go, all done. All right, so that's it. I have now updated all of my plugins, and this can actually be something that you should do on a regular basis, but obviously just be very careful with what you're updating. Now you'll notice that up at the top here, you'll probably always see this WordPress generation update available, and it says, please update now. I would not update WordPress unless you are really, really far behind on your generation. So the generation that I'm on at the moment is not that old, and WordPress usually keep their older generation software up pretty well updated. In actual fact, when I install this stuff, I ask it to do an automatic update for that particular generation. So right now, I see no pressing need to update to WordPress 5.5.1, and I will just leave that as it is for now. If at some point in the future it becomes necessary to upgrade, then I will go through the whole process of looking at all of these different plugins and assessing what damage might happen if I did update to WordPress 5.5, because generally if a plugin hasn't been updated in a while, quite a big generational change would most definitely cause trouble. Okay, there you go. That's my process for updating the plugins for WordPress. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer you as best as I possibly can. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, take care.